Bueno, estamos comenzando. Estamos aquí en vivo para celebrar 10 años de Kojima Productions. 10 años han pasado ya desde que Hideo Kojima, pues no quiero decir desertó, pero pues algo pasó, ¿no? Con Konami, y pues gracias a eso las oportunidades se le abrieron y vaya, es increíble lo que Kojima podría lograr, ¿no? O lo que ha logrado con dos videojuegos tan cabrones como Death Stranding. Ya tiene, supuestamente empezaba a la 1 hora local de Japón. Pero pues ¿qué hora es la hora local de Japón? Vamos a ver. Entonces, debería estar empezando ya. Ah, aquí viene. Veamos. Bueno, inició con una cuenta. La verdad estoy un poco nervioso. No mentiré.
Flight director, all stations, status check.
Propulsion.
Go.
Guidance.
Go.
Communications.
Go.
Range.
Range is green.
Weather.
Weather is go. Navigation.
Go.
Telemetry.
Go.
Power.
Go.
Batteries. Go. Fuel. Tanks at flight level.
Go.
Pressurization. Go. Structures.
Go.
Life support. Go. Engines.
Go.
All systems are locked. Engines are armed. We are go for a final count.
Starting final count. Countdown. 10,
¡Güey!
8, 7,
¿Qué va a pasar, cabrón?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Liftoff. The rocket leaves the pad, powering into the sky.
El intro clásico de Kojima Productions. Disfrutémoslo.
「皆さんこんにちは、小島です。本日付で、独立スタジオを立ち上げました。その最初のプロジェクト
Kojima anunciaba que abría un nuevo estudio, Kojima Productions, directamente con la ayuda de Nintendo. Se funda lo que es la mascota Ludens, que es este personaje que vemos en el intro de Kojima Productions. Muy bien. Creo que nos van a dar una retrospectiva, ¿no? Excelente. Recuerdo ese momento como si hubiera sido ayer. ¿3 años produciendo el juego? Increíble. Sí, se lanza la versión Director's Cut de Death Stranding para PlayStation 5. Es la versión más
Today,
galardonada.
pleased to share, we will be working together to create a brand new experience like we've never seen before.
こんにちは、小島秀夫です。少し時間はかかるかもしれませんが、これから、Xbox ゲームスタジオと提携し、皆さんに喜
El
び
inicio de su alianza con
を
Xbox.
お届けしていきたいと思います。
Me encanta su pin que trae de Kojima Productions. Otro de los juegos que estoy esperando de su alianza con Xbox, el cual está muy rumorado, que es prácticamente el proyecto que tenía con Guillermo Toro, que es conocido como Pity. Saint, otro juego, vaya. Sí, porque Ode creo que es para... no me acuerdo, la verdad. Es todo un rockstar. Es todo un rockstar, Kojima.
Hello everyone, and thank you very much for joining us today. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us today for this Kojima Productions 10th anniversary celebration Beyond the Strand. We are honored to welcome not only everyone gathered here at Toho Cinema's Roppongi Hills, but also friends around the world who are sharing the celebration with us via YouTube, Twitch, IGN, Bilibili. I'm sorry for the late introduction. I am also one of the someone, Risa Unai. Thank you for having me. Thank you. So at the beginning, we look back on the 10-year journey of Kojima Productions through the opening video, and now it's time to officially begin today's program. So without further ado, let us welcome onto the stage the world-renowned game creator, director Hideo Kojima.
Aquí viene Papito Kojima, huevo. Ese vato tiene el ego muy arriba, pero... Sí, la verdad, ha hecho cosas
Thank you,
cabronas.
Mr. Kojima-san.
Yo creo personalmente que
everybody,
sea de codazos con
konnichiwa
Shigeru
everyone.
Miyamoto.
Well, 10 years ago when I went independent, I lost everything. I had nothing. But, I had the connection with fans and people. So I followed that tie and created this Kojima Productions. And today, we have Kojima Productions because of all of you. Usually, 10 years, a company won't survive. It's only like certain percent survives, but we were able to survive the 10 years. So we want to talk about the past 10 years, but we also want to talk about the next 10 years, how we will evolve.
Por favor, es lo que más me interesa, con tanto proyecto rumorado que tiene.
So,
Quiero saber qué es lo que estás planeando, maldito
Thank you
japonés.
very much. So we will be looking back on the past 10 years, confirm where we are today, and also think about what future awaits.
So
Que me pongo aquí para
everyone
estar
will
con
be connected
todos
with
ustedes viendo.
all the future.
Yes, I'm very much looking forward to it.
This was
A ver.
Oh, it's not an office. I just kind of rented an office. So this just 4 people, and it was just basically me. I only had a PlayStation, a monitor, and a notebook. Oh, there's a watch as well, but I just did it all by myself. I'm quite slim back then, yeah?
誰も来ないんで僕一人でやってました。
But no one came, so it was just me
10年前ですね。
10 years ago.
And then the Ludens mark.
ルーデンスマークを作らないと
Yes,
いけないので
we had to create something like a Ludens mark, so I
Está
created.
hablando sobre cómo fue que empezó.
Since we don't have any,
Prácticamente enseñó una foto renderizada de
Koji did it
cómo fue que empezó el
freehand.
proyecto.
ね、これ見せたくないですけど。
Solamente tenía un PlayStation 4 y se puede ver que era una edición especial de Play 5, de Metal Gear Solid 5. Después la mascota
we
Ludens,
signed a deal with Sony for
y hablan
editing.
sobre el trato que
brings back a
hicieron
lot
con
of
Sony
memories.
para, pues obviamente, seguir desarrollando videojuegos.
Yes.
Mark Henry, ahí pudimos verlo,
We should
un
create
gran amigo de Kojima y
Imagine, but it
también
takes a lot of
gran
time, so I went around
gran
this world for the studio, like
desarrollador de
40
videojuegos.
studios, and then we
¿Qué más
decided to
podemos
use the
decir de
engine
Mark
of the
Henry que
guerrilla
nos haya
games
dicho
in
ya?
the Netherlands. So
そうですね。はい。
Déjame ponerme un poquito de brillo.
yes, exactly. So we were in a small room, but then I got a couple of staff, so I also rented a little bigger place in Ebisu, like a couple of rooms like this.
まあそのだいぶじゃないですね。
Habla de que
Way.
encontraron un lugar,
Every time we hired a new person, we kind of rented a different room or new room.
cada vez que contrataban a alguien para el equipo o
Just
que alguien
some
se,
rooms. So
se agregaba al equipo,
it was,
pues
I think,
básicamente
2016, I made the first teaser
habían
and was made actually here. So we couldn't make it in our small booth, so we had to use like the hallway or up in the rooftop. And yeah, I was in trouble with the security because we weren't supposed to use it. So we used those spaces to create the first teaser.
16年の5月
And 2006
habla de cómo fue que crearon el primer teaser de Death Stranding,
Season
supongo,
Terrace in the Shinagawa,
cómo fue que
and we were on the 12th floor.
llegaron a ese punto.
入るしかない。
And the construction wasn't in time, but we just put some desks and chairs there.
あ、これはですね。
And here are like we need to go see the furniture too.
照明を探しに。
So we need to find the lighting and seats. And look, I'm really slim back then.
この椅子気に入ったんで。
Habla de cómo estaba
I
delgado.
still like that chair, so I still use it.
そうですね。はい。
Yes,
で、
yes, we started to kind of
廊下なんですけど
make this. This is the previous hallway. And we were thinking of how to make the hallway, so we use a model to kind of mock, to kind of see how it looks. And then the construction started.
見ながら企画して、はい、仕事をする。はい。
Yeah, and we kind of, went along the way, the constructions of how we should design it.
そうですね。はい
Yes, 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 we did the teaser of Death Stranding. Yes.
That was an exciting time.
Está hablando de lo que los sucesos que
だから半年
pasaron, ¿verdad? Por ejemplo, ahí esa foto es de cuando le entregan el
Other stuff on
código
the engine,
del-
but we
del-
thought that we want to team up with the Guerrillas
Guerrilla
Decimation.
team.
So, we,
de los que desarrollaron este Horizon.
it's the source code that they provided us, that box.
去年の2017
And then 2017, January, the
Kojima no pudo usar Fox Engine, que fue el
kitchen, the meeting rooms, and also the hallway.
motor gráfico que desarrolló.
And
Entonces,
we didn't have anything
tomó uno
else.
prestado, pero lo
all the
modificó un
interviews were
poco.
done in the partition
Lo
of one room and
modificado un
stuff.
poco y ahora con Death Stranding 2 se ve que ya le entienden mucho mejor porque la verdad el juego se ve
Yes, yes. Oh, this is actually on the new office,
ワンフロア借りることができます
and we were able to kind of secure the full floor.
はい、これミックスルーム
okay.
And you see the mixed floor.
はい、いやまあそういうつもりなかったのでなんかそういう風になってしまいまして
And I don't do the studio tour all the time, but actually I happen to do maybe once a day, and I can't really work actually. But anyways,
これ食堂
Tiene muy estilo,
yes.
tiene mucho el estilo de
Yes, yes.
se nota cómo le gustan las cosas a Kojima. Tiene mucho su estilo en si has jugado videojuegos como Snatcher, o Police Note, se ve ese reflejo de orden o de acomodo de las cosas.
Very quickly, we looked back on the 10-year. At the time of the company's founding, I heard you encountered many hardships.
一部上場じゃないんで我々
Yes, we're not on public. You know, usually in that building we can't go in, and I was wondering what to do. But the owner of the building was a big fan of mine, so we were able to be in that season terrace. And one more key thing happened, and I will introduce.
Habla de que el dueño del edificio donde rentan la oficina
So
resulta
this
ser
is
fanático de él.
who supported and stood by the company. Please welcome Mr. Norihiko Sumita, who at the time was serving as a director at MUFG Bank. Please come to the center of the stage. Mr. Sumita, thank you very much for being with us today. Yes, thank you. So to begin, could you share with us a little bit about the early days of the company's founding? Yes, my relationship with Mr. Kojima is a rather unique one. When I was at the bank, I was in charge of one of the branches, and this branch happens to be near Kojima-san's office. So the branch manager of this bank knew I was a huge fan of games, particularly knew that I was a huge fan of Mr. Kojima. So they set me up with Mr. Kojima to have lunch, and I still remember.
Diciendo cómo lo conoció,
this
cómo fue que
it went
hicieron
on for
compitas
3
básicamente,
hours. There were
y
people
que
with
pues él
us.
sabía, un amigo de él sabía que él era fan de él y
Just
pues,
spent
se
the
juntaba
hours
para-
talking about games and entertainment with Mr. Kojima. Nobody could keep up with us in our conversations. But so that's how we started. And afterwards, of course, we gave loans. So thank you for your support.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Él es el presidente del banco que en esos momentos
Yes.
le prestaban el dinero para
To
financiar los
borrow
juegos de
money
Kojima.
from a bank, they all said no because we know you, but your company doesn't have credit. So I was wondering what to do, but Mr. Sumita helped me out on these tough times.
Lo que dice que pues lamentablemente pues él al tener una compañía nueva,
So one is the character
no
of
había
the business,
como
and
que
the
crédito
second point
para una
is the
compañía que no
potential of the
tenía
business.
nada en el mercado.
For the character, the
Entonces,
branch manager,
esta persona al ser
in charge
fanático
of
de él,
Mr. Kojima's
pues le hizo
was a
por
very
ahí un
competent
favorcito
person, and
para
he
que
had many
pudiese
conversations with them, and he said that
tomar un
yes, we
préstamo
could
para
trust Mr.
financiar
Kojima.
lo
Trust
que
is
fue,
very
pues yo me
important
imagino que
for
la renta
banking business.
de la primer
And at the
lugar donde
time,
estuvieron,
it just so
este,
happened I
y pues el
a very
teaser
familiar
trailer
game called MSX2,
de Death Stranding.
and I played all games from Metal Gear 1, and the games clearly indicate the character of the person who created them, and I was able to see that he is trustworthy and that I could connect with him, so I found no problem whatsoever with the character of the business manager. And the second point regarding business potential, Mr. Kojima had made a number of games, great games, and I knew the next game that he would create would be another masterpiece.
住田さんがいなければ
Well,
Pues sí, básicamente sí.
Mr. If it wasn't for Mr. Sumita,
Sí lo fue.
wouldn't, you know, be today. I couldn't even create a credit card.
I can send out an invitation for
さあ今回10周年を迎えたこのタイミン
Thank you.
グで現在住田さんは三菱 UFJ ニコス
His
株式会
current
社の
role as president of Mitsubishi UFJ Nikos has once again become involved with Kojima Productions. Director, could you tell us more about that?
Okay.
恩師というかね
Well, he's my savior, so to say.
この度、
Okay. Kojima Productions and Mitsubishi UFJ Card will do a collaboration
と
card.
いうことで三菱 UFJ カード
Ok, están anunciando que van a hacer una colaboración.
So now I could use a credit card, thank God.
これはデザインは今後発
About
表され
the
てい
design,
くということでしょう
design
か
will
住田さん
be shared and announced later. Mr.
Buen momento para abrir
Yes,
cuentas de
that's,
ese banco
the president
japonés,
of the
¿no?
card company. When we look at card users, they focused on consumption of goods and items, but nowadays shift has occurred, and they now focus on experience, consuming experience. And what is experience? Entertainment. For me, what is number one? Entertainment. Of course, Mr. Kojima. So I have been dying to collaborate with Mr. Kojima. So in the second half of next year, we have a plan. This will enable users to use a smartphone app and be able to use a digital card. And this will have many different game characters, sports, and for different cards, different themes will be adopted. But this is going to be the first of the card that we will be launching, and this will be collaboration with Mr. Kojima and his Kojima Productions. So please please look forward to that.
Interesante.
Many payments can be done through your smartphones, and you can accumulate points. And the points that you accumulate can be used to exchange for merchandise or other goods. One of the differences from other cars is, since I'm a big fan of Mr. Kojima and Kojima Productions, the goods and merchandise for which points can be exchanged. Of course, we are currently planning for what kind of goods to be made available, but this is going to be a very exciting collaboration between Kojima Productions and Mitsubishi UFJ Nikko.
Nos habla sobre que van a darte puntos, van a extender el crédito, y yo creo que se le acabó ya el tiempo en el señor y cortó rápido un poquito, pero sí, básicamente pues es una colaboración con el banco para que compres pendejadas y te van a dar puntos, y esos puntos los puedes usar para comprar pendejadas exclusivas de Kojima.
10 years through valuable photos and with the help of someone who played such an important role at the time of the company's founding. So, Mr. Kojima, I understand that today's event, we will be looking back on the 10 years, and also you will be giving us a glimpse of the various projects you're currently working on.
Yeah, just a part of some things, but I had some plans when I started the studio. It was a 10-year plan, but it's going to take 20 for now. So let's look at it. So when I started the company, I thought that I need to create a new IP, and that's 2015. So it says a spaceship built. It means the office, and the astronauts are basically all the staff. And then we wanted to go out into space, meaning we need a new IP, a new title. So 2019, we had Death Stranding. But we also wanted to keep the connection between the fans, so merchandising.
Está hablando de que tiene un plan para 20 años, que su primera fase fue todo lo que vimos con Death Stranding.
Okay, let's move on.
Ahora está hablando de la segunda fase, del 2019 al 2030,
2025, I
que
don't
es
know, maybe a
Death
little
Stranding
longer, but this is the phase 2. What I'm talking about is a new, like a new, we're changing the spaceship. So we're going out of the solar system. We're going to go out even more further to other planets. So first is to strengthen our IP, so the director's cut or do on a multi-platform, but not just one was, enough to make a stable IP, so we made Death Stranding 2. And now, at the same time, I wanted to challenge something new. So a new title, and I might show you that later. And then we still need, of course, the connection with the fans. So we kept the merchandising going, and we do like a Parco pop-up shop. And also we have this Death Stranding concert tour, classic concert tour all around the world. And also I do the radio show, Kojiju, and Miss Unai, you're doing it with me previously as well. But that all is a wrap of phase 2. Now, I don't know if I'll be alive. Phase 3 is coming, like maybe 2030. I'm saying like third phase. So this is like we have all our equipment. We're going to the next galaxy, so to say. So all the things of entertainment will change. There'll be like games and animes and movies, but also new IP should be born in, I don't know which platform, but entertainment for sure will change. There'll be more something in between movies or...
Increíble.
So we'll use...
Está hablando de que va a extender la IP de Death Stranding a series de televisión, películas, libros, música, arte, mercancía.
Not just from the monitor, but I want to create something totally new. So that's third phase. But I can't show you anything of the third phase today, but this was... the plan that I created when I started the studio. So I hope that this would become true.
We can hear more about what's to come. And so now moving forward from that journey of the past decade, we'd like to turn to a title that has been truly indispensable, especially for the first phase. This Death Stranding 2 on the Beach was released on June 26th of this year, and thanks to your support, many people have played the game, and it has already received an overwhelming response. I cried a lot. So now we would like to once again introduce the outstanding members who contributed to this fantastic series. Please give a big round of applause and welcome them onto the stage. First, representing the world of voice acting, we have Kikuko Inoue. In this series, she provided the voices for Lucy and Amelie.
Y que es la voz de Lucy y Emily en Death Stranding, en la voz en japonés.
And next, a master of horror manga, Junji Ito.
Es una leyenda ese señor en la creación de manga de horror. Ahí en Japón es considerado como el, ¿qué te puedo decir? Frank Miller del manga del terror.
An internationally active actor, Shiori Kutsuna.
La muchacha que la hace de Rain en Death Stranding.
You know?
Cool. Esos zapatos.
Next, renowned artist Daichi Miura. For this series, he contributed a new song and dance and also participated with a cameo appearance.
Okay. Compuso una rola para el juego.
And the actor playing the protagonist, Kenjiro Tsuda.
El actor de doblaje de
Voice for Sam Porter Bridget.
Sam en
And has been an indispensable presence throughout the series. Those are the special guests. Once again, please give a big round of applause. So now we would like to turn to the special guests and hear your comments, starting with you, Inoue-san. What are your impressions of Death Stranding? Any special memories with Mr. Kojima? Hello, everyone. In Death Stranding, I played Amelie Bridget, and in Death Stranding 2, I played the voice of Lucy. I am Inoue Kikuko, a voice actor. First of all, congratulations on the 10th anniversary. Mr. Kojima, congratulations. When I played Amelie, Bridget, and Lucy, they were all very important characters in the game titles, and I was always very nervous and excited. But whenever we did a shoot, Mr. Kojima was very kind and extended very warm hospitality, and he had his eyes twinkling like a little boy, and excitingly telling me about what his next project is going to be, and I was able to enjoy the recording very much. Every time, the innovative, memorable game titles that Mr. Kojima creates, I am very
Perdón, está
to be.
no están diciendo cosas tontas, están hablando muchas cosas bonitas de Hideo Kojima, de cómo es él, de cómo se emociona, de cómo le gusta, de cómo le apasiona. Es algo muy bonito estarlo viendo todo esto, la verdad. Es increíble la pasión y el amor que Kojima le mete a su equipo. Está muy bonito. Voy a apagar tantito la cámara para seguir escuchando, pero voy a también voy por algo de beber. Ahorita regreso.
You scanned me, actually. You took a scan of me. And I was given this great honor of being part of the game. And that was an honor already great enough. But this time in Death Stranding 2, the director himself asked me to provide some artwork. And again, I was overwhelmed and very much honored. So I had freedom in creating the artwork. And so it has been a great experience. Thank you very much. I have no regrets.
Thank you. Yeah, we're the same age, and we've known each other for like 30 years.
Here, but I think we met at a restaurant. And Mr. Kojima, you were acting like a zombie at the time.
Oh, that's typical me.
Anyhow, for the next 10 years, 20 years, and 30 years, I wish for further success. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ito. And next, Ms. Kutsuna. Hideo-san and the team at Kojima Productions, congratulations on your 10th anniversary. I appeared, I played the voice of Rainy in Death Stranding 2. It was the first time for me to work on a game title. The shooting period was much longer compared to other films. And the reaction from the fans, since it was the first time for me, I had no idea. But because I spent such a long time playing the character and everybody joined me on this journey, and I was able to experience this emotional journey that I had not in other films. I was able to hear voices.
Vaya, no sabía que ella era actor real.
It made me very happy. So I spent about 3 years together with Hideo-san on this title. And he has the mind of a boy, and he's always honest. He is determined to make dreams a reality, and that part of him gives me inspiration every time I meet him. So I'm very happy for this meeting.
Thank you so much. At first, it was right during the pandemic, and we scanned, and I asked you to act, and even the Japanese voiceover, of course, for the English, you acted as well. So thank you so much, Shiori. Thank you.
Increíble.
And from Mr. Kojima's view, how did Rainy appear in your eyes?
Well, Rainy, the character was always in my head, but after scanned her, Shiori, I kind of had different image. I kind of changed a bit, and then I met with Shiori and noticed her habits, and I kind of added that in Rainy. So if Shiori wasn't around, Rainy would have been born like that. But I'm glad that everyone likes the character, so thank you so much, Shiori.
Rainy is a very gentle character. What about you, Kutsuna-san? How did you think about the character? Well, first of all, I come from Australia. I'm from Australia. So when we were shooting, the sceneries, the images, and also the birds that appear are all the environment found in the country where I grew up. So I was able to go back to my own roots, and I felt this great connection. I struggle a bit, but my English has the Australian accent, so it's very cheerful, bright, and that's the image I had for the character, and that's how I acted. Yes, you played a very attractive, very charming character. So next, Miura-san. Hello, I'm Daichi Miura and the team at Kojima Productions. My heartfelt congratulations to all of you on your 10th anniversary. I think I was in the 6th grade in elementary school. That was the first time I played and also sang a song from the Metal Gear Solid. And I asked my staff to buy me a Metal Gear Solid game if I did a great job on the recording. So that was the first encounter with Mr. Kojima's world. And I had not imagined that I would be able to work with him for this Stranding 2. I worked with a music producer to provide a song, and I was very lucky to be part of this collaboration between my song and Mr. Kojima's game. So I think your phases will continue, and I will continue to support you through the 4th phase.
Well, he was in DS1 just a bit, yes. And there was a little dance back then, but it was a totally different person who did that dance. So I wanted to kind of really use Daichi's real dance in DS2. So this time, yes, he provided the song, and also I asked him to dance, and we captured that, and that was really tough. It took like 2 years in total from scanning.
Yes, but they took great care of me recording every single move.
No, you could see all angle from Daichi's song, so make sure you look it from the top, the bottom, the side.
Yes, the Dolmans dance.
Ya llegó alguien a saludar.
to
Mira, Mika.
keep an eye on in the game.
Kojima-chan.
He's also excited in the game. That's what I love
Tu
about
tío, Kojima-san, mira.
very
Tu
much
padrino, Kojima-san.
So
Kojima-san,
please
dile hola,
enjoy,
Kojima-san. Hola,
his dance
Kojima-san.
scenes from various angles. Thank you, Miura-san. And Tsuda-san, please. Hello, I'm the actor portraying the character Sam. Mr. Kojima, staff at Kojima Productions, congratulations on the 10th anniversary. I often talk about this everywhere I go, but the first time I got the offer was through a Twitter direct message. I was quite shocked. But anyhow, I started recording, and I remember the very first time.
Increíble.
We started with a trailer with Nana Mizuki, two of us recorded. There was an explosion. Yes, that's the scene where we started. And then I said a phrase, and Mr. Kojima said, do this and do that, and Mr. Kojima said, yes, this is it. So I was very much relieved.
And then after that, it took like 2 years to do this. So sorry for that long time.
Yes, so I was fortunate to be part of both 1 and 2. And the recording itself was done meticulously. In other games, you would do a recording all by yourself in one go, but when it comes to the Stranding, almost every time we had the other actors, so we try to coordinate our schedules so that we would be there together to do a recording. And then before we do recording, we would be able to see the videos and images, and they were very high quality. But Mr. Kojima appeared very shy, very humble, saying it was only done 70%. But in my eyes, they were completely done. And I'm a very particular person as well. So I wanted to do more.
No, I'm very happy. Mr. Tsuda and Miss Kiko is like want to kind of always say, "Oh, I want one more take," and that's great. And the last takes are usually the good, so it's really good that you kind of come up and say you want to do one more again.
Yeah, so his passion was great. His world, his universe was just amazing, and I'm very happy to be part of that. And I look forward to many more exciting games.
Tsuda-san, you're always so busy, so...
I'll be there, please.
Es que imagínate cuántas pinches ideas
Talk to me.
se le deben de ocurrir a un cabrón como este güey. ¿Sabes? O sea,
For Miss Kiko, we've
cuántas
been
ideas,
together for like
cuántas
30
formas,
years,
cuántas
but she's
fórmulas,
actually
cuántos
17
finales,
years old.
cuántos
She's,
giros
we've been together
argumentales,
since Snapchat.
cuánto el cabrón, o sea,
And
pinche
I want
viejillo.
you to complete all of my titles, so the next one too. So,
Y la actriz trae un Cupid
everyone says I'm
de la primera
nice.
generación.
But to be honest,
Se ve muy bonito.
I've ever done, everyone was so mean to me, but Kiko-san was the only person who was nice to me. So I thought, and some people were like nice to me, but
Everyone's actually kind, but we were all nervous and we were tense.
well, when you
Básicamente solamente están hablando de
you rely on
lo que es trabajar con
the
Kojima-san.
quality rises, and also going after dinner,
cómo es,
and
cómo
going
le
dinner
gustan las
after one is
cosas.
really good. It's almost like a family, so let's continue to that kind of family. Tsuda-san, you too. We're all family now.
Es increíble.
And I would also like to ask Mr. Kojima, what were the thoughts behind the Stranding 1 and 2?
One is, as I said before, phase 1. So I had to create a new IP. It's something that no one ever seen before. No one experienced, game design. I had to create it, while looking for the office and hiring people. I don't really remember that much because it was just so busy. But 2 was, DS2 is difficult because it's a sequel. And some, movies are not successful in the sequel sometimes. So it was a real tough challenge.
muy cierto.
And
Habla de que hacer una secuela es difícil.
Strand
Muchas
series,
películas,
that
sus secuelas,
leaves
pues
a
no
lasting
quedan
impression on the users or
muy
players.
debajo de sus predecesora.
No, I want to work with the people I like. Someone who is negative
Antecesora, ¿no?
to the
Antecesora
project, it
sería.
doesn't really fit in well. So I want
Pero pues hay
to,
casos que en los que no, ¿verdad? Ahí está
with the people who are
Terminator
eager
2,
and
ahí
also
está
trust. So I'll never
Retorno
let
del
go of
Rey,
these
ahí
people
está
that I
Dark
work
Knight.
with now.
I look forward
Pero pues sí,
to the
si haces
to be able
un
to
buen trabajo, pues
see,
la pones más
this
difícil todavía.
connection
Pero pues también hay casos como
to life in
Transformers
the future. Once again, thank you
2, que
all to those who contributed
es más mala que
to the Strand series. Please join me in giving them a big round of applause.
Well, those are really great people. And Hideo, it seems like it seems like everyone you're enjoying with all these people. Oh yeah, I'm not just, working with them. I go to karaoke or go to dinner with them, so it's great. So we'll go on to the next phase of Kojima Productions, which is now phase 2. So let's talk about the next 10 years. What do you want to show the next 10 years? Okay. I wanna show you this. Okay, there it goes. Yes, this is what I want to show you.
ということは、それではこのステージのスペシャルゲストをご紹介いたしましょう。マイクロソフトゲーミング CEO フィル・スペンサーさんです。どうぞ。
Microsoft Gaming CEO.
Vaya, se llevó el Phil Spencer, el cabrón. Vaya.
改めてご紹介いたします。
Let me
世界の
introduce
ゲーム
him
業
once
界を
again.
牽引
He's
し
the
続
one of
ける
the
リーダー
leaders in the world. Microsoft Gaming CEO, Mr. Phil Spencer. Thank you very much. Could you give us a few words?
First, I just want to say happy 10th anniversary to Kojima-san and the team. A decade of bold and lasting work, truly an amazing accomplishment. So congratulations. And thanks to our MC, Risa, thank you for being up here. At Xbox, we empower creators to push boundaries. OD was absolutely that kind of opportunity. An opportunity.
Ok, están hablando de OD. Muy bien. Me interesa.
And development is well underway.
Veamos.
Kojima is innovating in gameplay, story, and player engagement. We're collaborating closely.
Innovando en
Very
todo,
excited
básicamente.
for what's next.
それでは監督改めて
Thank you very much, Mr. Kojima. Could you touch on this new title, OD?
Well, this title is, I've been creating something that was not there before, like stealth or like a portal game, but this is totally different, even as a system. It's like I want to go over the system of films and games. I can't really say specifically, but we're still developing. And today, I wanted to show the actual footage using the Unreal Engine. So it's a footage of the game. So I want to show, hey, wait, does people want to see the new,
A ver, sí. Saca los.
Then it's very scary, but I warn you, so let's check out the video.
Veamos. Interesante. A ver. Voy a subir un poquito el volumen. Diez años desde que el horror y la maldición dejaron su... No alcanzo a leer. Enciende las luces para celebrarlos. Esta construcción fue a 3D Scan en Denver, donde se hizo un ritual, un siniestro ritual. Uf, qué gráficos, PT, a huevo, es PT. Spiti, Spiti, Spiti. Espete, espete, maldita sea. Increíble. Increíble. Mierda, güey. Va a estar bien cabrón ese juego, ¡Ah! Maldita sea. Vaya. Vaya. Y le agregó el knock.
皆さん大丈夫でしたか？
So,
El knock no
is
estaba.
everyone alright?
どうですかね。
So,
これはテスト2
So,
さらに一歩進んだ。
this is a little one step higher than
Vamos a ver qué dice.
technology is one step higher than DS2. It's kind of, you saw the actual from the game engine. So if you look very closely to the Sophia Lillis close-up, it's not a cutscene, it's not a demo scene,
気
it's
にな
a
りますけれども、改めてフィルさん、
Es totalmente gameplay.
did you
No era un cutscene.
video?
Just what an amazing, I'd say maybe teaser or a glimpse into something. Maybe it's like a signal. When I first saw it, I saw something new, something slightly sinister, but also something that was
Primera vez que lo
extremely
vio,
Kojima-san.
vio algo siniestro, tal vez algo
OD is
increíble,
bold, it's unique,
pero veo
and it's
definitivamente a
from the
Kojima-san.
studio, which is just incredible.
Es increíble.
Deeply supporting the production. It's our
Vente.
technical work on Unreal that we're doing with the team, both with the kind of flashy, what you see on the screen, but also a lot of behind the scenes work. We have one goal in mind, which is to bring Kojima-san's vision to life for all players everywhere, and we can't wait for players to experience it when it's ready.
ゲームとは思えないよう
So
な
it's so real that I didn't think that was from game.
上ですね。
Yeah, it's all on Unreal, and yeah, it is a game. Yes,
こ
yes.
ちらが本日公開ですね。
This is the release for the first time poster.
作ってみましたけど、
はい
ソフィアさん。
Increíble.
The main visual, Sophia looks really scared, I can't really speak about it so much, but we had like the SAG strike for like a year. We did finish the scan, but we need to do the performance capture, session.
And one thing that we can see, this term knock,
これは
What-
OD の
what is this?
ノックというサブタイで、ノックの
Well, knock is a subtitle, so I am kind of designing the fear of the knock. So I announced
Así que knock es un subtítulo.
before about OD,
Básicamente tiene que ver con el videojuego y cómo va a ser la
different
temática.
one, and of course we'll create as a game, but OD is something, there's a different kind of fear Jordan will do. Mine is like the knock is the fear.
描く恐怖が
so the fear varies depending on the director.
Prácticamente Va a ser una mecánica del
I
juego.
really am afraid of the big knock sound, so that's why I thought, the knock is.
Dice que le tiene miedo a los
I
sonidos.
can't really talk about the red door.
Pues sí, la neta sí.
So many hints in the teaser. Like you see the sticker of the eye, but probably I hope a lot of people will talk about it.
What would happen when we turn on the candles?
Well, it's a game, and it's all like not a cutscene, so it's not a game about lighting candles. So don't get that wrong. But I can't really speak.
Habla de que no es un juego sobre encender
Really scary. You'll probably do in your pants or
lamparitas o
whatever.
candles, velas.
Even if you're scared when you play
Es una mecánica.
alone, there is
Pero va a estar
something.
bueno.
Well, sorry, my
Pues que Kojima no va a decir realmente nada que no sea de lo que sale en el tráiler, no va a dar más detalles de la historia ni de nada más
Phew, I
que
think
lo
this
que
must
se
be so
mostró.
scary.
Entonces, es
Yes, and I
necesario que le
will not be
pregunten.
playing by myself. I'm not the best player of scary games, but it is, I believe, truly something new. And I love the bold vision.
Habla de que ya lo jugó
Entertainment to bring
y
new
que sí,
emotion.
definitivamente es algo nuevo.
Very great.
いやー本当に楽しみです。
Yes. We are very much looking forward to it.
ちょっと言いませんがあるとこ
Well,
ろで
I can't really say about the environment, but I did scan it in the real live area. So for me, for OD, I want to go around all over the world where are scary kind of places. I want to scan a ghost for the first time, and I want to get an award for that. But anyways, that place that we scanned, there should be a ghost. But you hear this cracking sound? That's actually a sound that was recorded in our studio, which sometimes it squeaks in the studio or something. Maybe the ghost was
Dice que
there,
el
but
sonido del
she's no
del
longer there
cracking,
anymore. But anyways,
la madera,
and that's why
un
we
sonido que
went
escucha
to
en
the
su
shrine
oficina.
for together with
Digo, no va a decir nada, no va a decir nada Kojima
build of the
que no sea más allá de lo que vimos.
and we'll probably
No va a dar detalles.
制作は今どれぐらい進んでるんでしょうか。
Kojima no es de los que dan detalles.
順調でございます
well,
Vamos a tener que esperar pacientemente
progresses
hasta que el
very
videojuego
well,
salga.
but I can't say so much. But this is a special system. Even the infrastructure is totally new. No one has ever done this before. So I am, repeating, the tests and experiments, and I can't speak anymore. I can't even say 50% or 60%. It's total different. Well,
completamente nuevo.
if I speak even more,
Que
so.
nos ha hecho algo así.
配信で
Pero pues no va a hablar. No va a hablar.
Well, please see it again. There's lots of hints in the
さあ
video.
ということでそろそろお時間が近づいてまいりました。最後
A
に
bit
ヒデさ
running
ん
out
皆
of
さん
time,
にメ
so
ッセージを
Phil,
お願
could
いし
you
ま
give
す。
us last words?
Yeah, thank you, Kojima-san. Thank you, Risa, for having us. Again, congratulations on 10 years. Just great games that our community, the gaming community, loves. So thanks for all you've done. We're proud to be bold supporters of OD, honored to be part of this. So thank you.
Habla de
はい、
que le da
あり
gusto.
がとうございまし
Phil,
た。
thank you very much.
Y muchas gracias. Pero no, se ve cabrón el juego. Sí, se veía desde un principio, desde el teaser trailer donde se ven las caras que se presentó. Se veía que iba a estar así, pero
Stranding, but it's a new total title, OD.
pero OD se nota
This
que
is
es
totally different title than any other game you've ever seen before. It's a game, but it's like, is it just a game?
PT.
I'm really scared of this project if it will go well,
続い
but
ては皆さんがお待ちかねのこちらの情報です。
So next, here's the information everyone has been eagerly waiting for, A24. So without further ado, let's welcome our guest from the world-renowned studio A24. Please.
A ver, vamos a ver qué se va a anunciar. Ahora sí ya nos van a decir qué es lo que van a hacer con la serie de The Stranding, la película, todo esto que tiene planeado. Pero definitivamente mañana
本日はお越しいただきありがとう。
OD va a dar
For
mucho que
joining
hablar.
us today, may we have a few words of greeting from you first?
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. My name is Sam Hansen. I'm here with my colleague Vilma Castaneda from A24, and we are here today to honor and celebrate the brilliant, visionary artist, our partner, our friend, Hideo Kojima. So, yeah. Vilma and I are thrilled and honored to be here today with you all, and to all the fans watching, hello, to look back at all the amazing work that Kojima-san and his amazing team have put together, and to look ahead at all the exciting work that is coming our way, including a filmed adaptation of Death Stranding, which we're incredibly excited about.
Se viene la adaptación, la película de Death
Very
Stranding.
much. I'm sure everyone is already familiar with the studio, but please allow me to give a brief introduction of A24.
Van a hablar un poquito de la historia de
And television studio that has revolutionized the
películas,
entertainment
que
industry by
prácticamente
producing some
ha
of the
sacado
most
una de
influential and critically
recientemente
acclaimed
bastantes
films and
películas
TV series
de
in
miedo y
recent
así.
years. Founded in New York in 2012, A24 has built a library of over 150 films and more than 50 television series, earning widespread recognition both critically and commercially, including over 21 Academy Awards, 14 Golden Globe Awards, and 18 Emmy Awards. Partnering with major streaming platforms, A24 produces and distributes works across all genres, now streaming in more than 180 countries worldwide. With that in mind, could you tell us once again about how this collaboration came about and what's the status of this project today?
Thank you, Risa-san. Such kind words. And yeah, A24 has always stood for supporting artists, bold artists with distinct visions, and I think we can all agree that nobody embodies that more than Kojima-san. And you know, we admire at A24 Kojima-san's work for the same reasons we admire other master storytellers. His games have cinematography and production design and staging and rich, complicated characters and vast mythological worlds that all equal iconic cinema. And for that reason, when we started talking about adapting Death Stranding into a film, we were excited by the challenge of a film matching the game's great ambitions. And we knew that we would need an extraordinary filmmaker to help us with that. And so when we got together and compared
Están hablando de la película de Death Stranding, del cómo quieren que sea como el videojuego, que te dé la experiencia del videojuego.
And the reason for that is that Michael is an extraordinary filmmaker who can always locate humanity, even in the most complicated, vast worlds, whether it's the underground of Portland restaurants in Pig, or an alien inhabited New York City in Quiet Place, or in mythological Robin Hood, like you've never seen it before, in the upcoming film that we have with Michael, The Death of Robin Hood. And so we knew that we...
esa película Robin Hood, genial.
Luckily for you, Michael is here with us tonight, so you have that to look forward to.
Vamos a ver, él va a ser el director de la película Death Stranding. Tienen que hablar, tienen que darnos algo.
That's very exciting. So Sam has just now talked about this, but this collaboration, would you announce who will be the director?
Well, I'm a big fan of A24. They are the #1 studio that really takes care of the creator. So I thought I wanted to team up with A24. So what I wanted was someone who could write and also direct and also knows about VFX. So we kind of, he's a big fan. I'm a big fan of Michael Sarnowski.
Today we have Michael with us, so let's welcome him to the
Michael
stage.
Sarnowski.
A rising star in filmmaking, director Michael Sarnowski, who received high acclaim for the movie Pig. Michael, thank you so much for joining us today. Could you please share a few words of greeting first?
Con su camarita con su camisita de...
This is amazing to be here. We literally just finished our movie 2 days ago, and I flew right here, so recovering from jet lag, but can't think of anywhere I'd rather be.
Thank you so much, Michael.
So, what was the reason why you chose Michael?
Well, I liked Michael's Pig, and I learned who was the director. And also, Michael did The Quiet Place, the third one. And I thought that, he has some courage to do like a big franchise after the success of 1 and 2. When I saw it, his movie, it was great. He, of course, took the essence of Quiet Place, but also he put in like his art, his take. So I thought he will be a perfect person to direct Death Stranding.
And Michael,
Están hablando de por qué las razones por las cuales lo eligieron, porque me gusta cómo dirige. Al parecer, Peg es una película que debemos de ver de él para entender
I think
por qué Kojima lo
initially
escogió.
when I came onto this project, it was a huge honor. I was terrified.
Entonces, pues
by the
vamos a
idea of taking
buscarla.
something this big on, especially after Quiet Place, which was a really big endeavor. But it was after meeting
a
Kojima-san
buscarla.
and talking to A24 that I realized how much freedom they were willing to give me on this project. How, Kojima-san is a true artist, and he really wants to support other artists, and letting me play in this sandbox, in this world as much as I wanted. And that's such an honor to have that opportunity. And A24 is really, an incredible company and the best out there for fostering artists and fostering these sorts of voices and telling interesting stories in ways you haven't seen them before. So I think with this project, we really want to capture the soul of the game, capture the themes of the game, but tell a story that you haven't seen in that world and explore characters you haven't seen before and find all of that scope and all of those incredible real locations, but also find all of those nuanced characters and just do justice to this on a macro and micro scale.
So, with the titles and works done by Kojima Productions, you are now looking beyond that and trying to capture that in this new film. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. We're trying to find another story that you've never seen in this same universe that is both accessible to people that have never played the games before, but will also give something to people who know the games really well. And so I think
habla de que van a hablar del mundo de Death Stranding, pero no va a ser de Death Stranding, o sea,
as well as
es una historia dentro del juego de Death Stranding, pero nada que ver. ¿Okay? Me parece excelente idea.
80 hours and you have story, but we don't want to slim that down to a 2-hour movie. So using that world, but a totally different story of Death Stranding, the movie is like, is essential and important. That's why I wanted someone who could write and direct. And I'm not going to, get involved too much, because if I do, I'm going to start saying a lot of things. But that's how I'll be like a producer, and I could trust Michael fully.
That's very exciting. We are now looking forward to more updates to come on how A24 will make this film. So first, I would like to ask each of you to share a few words, starting with you, Michael, please.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you for including me in this world. It's such an honor, and it's such a joy, and I can't wait for this journey ahead.
Thank you very much. And Sam?
Yeah, thank you, Risa-san and Kojima-san, for including us in this. It is an honor to be here with you all. And
creo que no van a enseñar nada. Qué triste.
Of Kojima-san and his incredible team.
Creo que sí debieron haber enseñado algo
sobre
la película, pero
is exactly the kind of film that 24 sets out to make. So we hope you all like it.
Thank you very much. We're very much looking forward to it.
Poster, algo, ¿no?
Let's give a big round of applause as we send them off the stage. I am curious as to what kind of Death Stranding world A24 will create.
Yeah, we can't really say too much today, but we'll keep you posted.
So in the next stage, we will be sharing brand new information revealed for the first time today.
So second phase, I said about the live action film with A24, but I also said I want to do an animation. And this is for the movie theater, so I want to kind of have some people here. The story writer is this person.
Hello, everyone. Aaron Guzikowski here. And like most of you watching today, I love
Okay.
the world of Death Stranding, and I'm truly honored to be working with Hideo Kojima on this project. Drawing and animation have always been near and dear to my heart, and I'm really excited about bringing this mind-bending universe to the animation film space. We can't wait to share what we've been working on, and we'll have more to share on this soon, so stay tuned for more announcements. In the meantime, wishing you, Hideo Kojima, and the entire Kojima Productions team a happy 10-year anniversary. Keep doing what you do. Your work is an inspiration to us all.
はい。
さあということで、
So here it is. Let's move to the center of the stage. So Death Stranding will be adapted into an animated film.
はい脚本を担当され
So
る
I'm
の
a
は
big fan of Aaron, and he will be doing the scenario script for this.
した理由はどういったところにあるんでしょう
What
か。
are the reasons why you had Aaron come on board?
Well, I've been watching his works, like Dooney's movie, and he doesn't really do so much of anime.
Bueno,
He
la
had a good
persona,
idea, so I wanted to work with him.
It's very exciting.
Aaron
So
Guzikowski
the writing
fue
done by Aaron, but who will be directing this
el
anime?
escritor de una película que se llama
Because I,
Intriga.
other
Creo que en español le pusieron La
do, so I
Sospecha.
will probably
Algo así,
ask
no me
to
acuerdo.
do a
He
direction.
hecho varias películas que sí sé que
Will
son
that be?
buenas de antemano, pero
It's
con la película de esta Intriga es donde sale
Hiroshi Miyamoto,
eh,
the ABC.
Hugh Jackman y Jake Gyllenhaal. Le roban una niña a Hugh Jackman.
Miyamoto from ABC Animation here with us. Please
Esa película es muy buena,
welcome to the stage.
buenísima. Entonces, si la historia la está haciendo él, puta, va a ser un pinche peliculón. Ya con eso.
Would you give us a few
Una
words?
historia así de esa
Hello, everyone.
magnitud, con el apoyo de Kojima, con las ideas de Kojima.
Miyamoto from ABC Animation. Very honored to be here. Thank you.
Solamente tengo que ver Pig, porque la verdad Pig no la he visto. Pero si está buena,
Actually, Miyamoto-san has been requesting Kojima-san.
半ぐらいですか。
Yes, like 2.5 years ago, I said no and no and no, but he came back all the time. But he respects me a lot, and we were talking about ideas, and I thought it was great because I grew up watching Japan animation, but I also wanted to do something a little different than the normal Japanese animation.
Right, because the original game titles are very photorealistic, so for the animation, we wanted to differentiate and make something different.
It's been like 2.5 years since we first met.
Well, at this point, I would like to share a bit about some of the titles Mr. Miyamoto has worked on. One, he directed the Precure 15th anniversary film, Hug Pretty Cure, Futari wa Pretty Cure, All Stars Memories, which went on to achieve the highest box office revenue in Precure history. Right, so I directed 3 Precure films. Recently, but in the past I also worked on direction and producing attractions in the theme park in Osaka. So this is not well known, but I didn't know this poster would be shown at this event, so I'm a bit surprised.
Yes, like, is it okay that we're gonna make him the director, the guy who did Precure, right? Everyone's thinking like that, right? I hope not.
So this is going to be a very, very shocking video.
It's not a teaser, it's just a part of a little bit of the animation. So I hope you could kind of watch this and enjoy.
So let's take a watch.
a ver, estamos viendo algo. Que aparte de la película de Death Stranding van a hacer una película animada en el mundo de Death Stranding. Oh, este pedo se va a extender bien, cabrón. Ve nomás. Ah, chinga. Increíble. Ok, puede que no se llame mosquito, pero es como la están haciendo. Vaya, vaya.
Wow, wow, wow. That was a very rich content. Thank you very much. And I'm sure everyone is as surprised as me. We just saw a battle scene. Miyamoto-san, what were some of the things you were particularly focused on in this footage? Well, Jinro by director Okiura and others, I really like analog styled titles. So I wanted to make sure that we retain that analog feel in the work. So today, what we showed, well, actually, I brought some other video footage that shows the making. So using those clips, I'd like to explain uniquely different from others. So what you're seeing here is this is by Yoji Shinkawa. We asked him to take a brush and create these. And these individual lines will be used for characters. So all you're seeing are just lines, the blood, the hair, shades, all drawn in lines. And then by combining this with color layers, you will see this in the final version of the video. So this is a very unique way of drawing. And as for the background as well, we work with Studio Easter, that's Dan's background. We are working with them to create this kind of a background.
Increíble la técnica para hacer la animación, sobre el dibujo de Shinkawa.
Individually for every single cut, and we combine this with the digital colors. So we use very much analog, hand-drawn cuts with the digital. So in the actual film, I think we will ask pencil artists to create 1,500 of these.
And this is quite, old footage, isn't it? And yes, it is. It's like I brought to Hideo saying, this is like the first draft, and I showed him the prototype, the first one. And we were talking about the plan of this animation, and I saw this demo, and I thought, I wasn't really sure at this part, to be honest.
The battle scene we saw earlier, I'm very excited to actually see the film version.
But the touch of the pencil is really difficult, isn't it? Yes, it is. I mean, I want to brush up before the film because we need to work on it a little bit more. So you want to see this kind of precure, right? As well, like a pencil touch precure.
Thank you very much. So that's all to the center of the stage. And Moss, what is the meaning behind this, to the extent possible, if you can share?
Am I allowed to say this? I don't know. Okay, here goes.
So it has to do with the main character and their ability. It's related to their ability.
Yeah, you should say a little bit more. Can we say a little bit more? And if someone says no, someone would say no. So let's talk a little bit more.
So the character has the ability to suck something.
You're already saying it, so he is going to suck something really important. It's not blood, but
So we use mosquito as an analogy. And this is the main character that we see in this poster. So it's not going to be Sam, right? So what kind of animated film we will see? I'm very excited. Unfortunately, it is about time to start wrapping up. So Miyamoto-san, please give us a few final words. Well, to those of you who are here and those of you watching the live stream, I think you are very much like me, in a sense that we learned how to be a cool man from Snake. We learned how to fry an egg from Naomi Hunter. When we go to karaoke, we sing Love Deterrence. And then, as an adult, we learned how to connect. What is the meaning of making connections from Sam? So we've always been attracted to the message by Mr. Kojima. And it's not superficial. It has to be something that comes from deep within for us to feel that connections. And I hope to capture that in the film. And I will make sure that we will be able to do that in our film. Thank you very much.
Pues este es el film animado que fue escrito por el que escribió la película de intriga, creo que se llama. Prisoners. Se llama Prisoners.
Well, he said really nice
Prisoners,
things.
ya me acordé.
Yeah. Very passionate person. We still have a little bit more to go. Well, way more to go. So next is about the new title of another one from Kojima Productions. Okay, I'll show you the next one. Is this.
¡Sai! Llegamos a... Y todavía es un
Yeah, but
título
just started.
previsto, todavía ni siquiera es el
Doing
juego.
the concept all by myself, and I need to do some experiments as well, but that's about it.
What is the progress?
Well, it's still conceptual, so making characters and stuff, and also thinking about casting but no, it hasn't. It's just a start.
Still, we can hear something today, right? So today, we have a video message from Herman Hurst, Business CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment.
Hey everyone, I hope you've all been having a fantastic time today. I'm Herman Hulst, I'm the CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment Studio Business Group. I couldn't be more honored to be joining you all virtually to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Kojima Productions and the unbelievable contribution Kojima-san has made, not just to games, but to the craft of interactive storytelling over the past 3 decades. Do you know, funnily enough, PlayStation is also celebrating an anniversary this year, its 30th. And I think there's something fortuitous about that. You know, it's impossible to reflect on our success as PlayStation without recognizing the role of Kojima-san and the worlds that you've built in that journey. Across every generation of PlayStation, your unique vision has set new standards for cinematic storytelling while consistently redefining gameplay. Your daring, your willingness to push boundaries, to bring players unforgettable experiences, I believe is truly one of a kind. So when we finally got to meet in person back in 2015 in Amsterdam to start this new partnership between SIE and KGP, I was just thrilled. And it's been an incredible journey. With Death Stranding, I think Kojima-san and his team truly redefined what a video game could be, both in terms of narrative as well as technical achievement.
Correcto.
Seeing what Kojima Productions has been able to do with the Decima engine, it's a piece of tech that's very close to my heart, has just been fantastic. And with the recent release of Death Stranding 2 on the beach, Kojima-san has blown us away once again. This deep history of collaboration makes it all the more special to be celebrating the 10th anniversary of Kojima Productions today. Now, looking ahead, I know we announced Physint last year, and I just want to reiterate how excited I am for this title. We're not going to be sharing too many details today, but I can confirm that this game is fueled by the same creative energy, the same ambition that has made the PlayStation and Kojima partnership so powerful over the past 30 years. Kojima-san, on behalf of everyone at SIE, I want to wish you and the entire Kojima Productions team a big thank you and a massive congratulations on your 10th anniversary. I can't wait to see where this collaboration takes us next. To all that lies ahead.
Huevo, cabrón.
期待に満ちたハーマンさんからのメッセージ。
Chinga, pues estamos chambeando de a madre el güey.
Hopes. Well, yeah, it's the next stage.
Obviamente,
Action game.
muchas cosas que anuncian hoy
You know, using
ya
technology,
tienen
even
mucho
further.
material, pero
OD
todavía
could
está en
later up the
proceso de desarrollo la idea.
anything that we could show. Sorry, but I just created a visual art, so maybe I could just show you that.
Wow.
And I don't know what you think of this.
A man standing?
この方が主人
Yeah, it's the main
公。は
character.
はっきり見えます
We cannot see his face.
Well, we can't see, but so I'm doing the concept and also casting, but as I said before, there was a SAG strike, so I couldn't do the casting. So I can't really announce the main character, but there are a couple of other characters that are decided. I don't have a screenplay, but I could announce some casts. So
Que van a anunciar un cast del juego
okay,
Fizzent,
first person, I have a video
pero no van a
message.
anunciar
Let's
todavía el
check it
personaje
out.
principal.
Hi everyone, this is Charlie Fraser
Solamente
here. I hope you're
un
all
par de
having a wonderful
personas.
time. When Hideo Kojima reached out to me, it felt so surreal, like being invited into another world. I'm very proud to announce my new role in the game Fizzent, and I look forward to working alongside Kojima Productions and PlayStation. And a huge congratulations to the Kojima Productions team on your 10th anniversary. What a massive milestone, and I look forward to seeing you all very soon.
안녕하세요. 배우 마동석입니다.
And that was Charlie.
먼저 코지마 프로덕션의 10주년 진심으로 축하드립니다.
Doctor, que me imagino que ser confirmado para
저는 올해
algún rol en el
코지마
juego Fizzent,
감독님의 작품을
que es el siguiente juego para PlayStation,
코지마
hecho
프로덕션의
por Hideo Kojima. Y yo la verdad no creo que ese juego vaya a salir para esta generación,
깊이 감명받았는데요.
pero todo puede ser posible.
코지마 프로덕션의 신작 피센트에 합류하게 되어 더욱 영광입니다. 앞으로 코지마 프로덕션에서 보여줄 새로운 여정, 저도 함께 동행하면서 함께 기대하고 응원하겠습니다. 화이팅!
こんにちは、浜辺美波です。小島監督、小島プロダクションの皆さん、10周年本当におめでとうございます。そしてなんとこの度、フィジントに出演させていただくことになりました。ありがとうございます。小島監督の作品に出演できることは本当に嬉しく、とても緊張が続いていたのですが、精一杯できることをしていきたいなと思います。この先も撮影が何度かあると思いますが、完成をとても楽しみにしております。頑張ります。おめでとうございました。
はい、今のところ3名。
Yeah, those three, but of course I casted more, but it'll be like Dune all cast, kind of. So Charlie, I saw, Mad Max Furiosa, she played the mother, and I saw her other,
Son solamente actores que están confirmados, que están trabajando con Kojima en su nuevo videojuego, pero no está diciendo nada.
Got so close, he'll be in this new project. Now, Miss Hamabe is like, I'm really a big fan of her, so finally, she said yes.
Looking forward to it.
But there'll be more coming up, even the main character too, so.
今回は新技術です。
So many casts, so exciting. And today we have a model with new technology.
Well, I can't really say it yet, but we have DS2, and technology-wise, OD might be higher. And then on top of that, the new technology will come even more, so I'll break the barrier between movie and games. But especially like for Miss Hamabe, an Asian skin was very difficult to capture. So I was talking with 3Lateral using a new technology that they invented, and hopefully it would kind of revive the delicate Asian young lady's skin. So I just want to show you a couple of cuts of how she looks in CG. And this is not
cabrón.
photo.
Ve
from the game engine.
Es render de un videojuego, cabrón.
The makeup and the hairstyle would change according to the game, so it won't be like this. But
Obviamente
even the
son
lips
renderizados
and the redness is
en
like
estos
future
momentos que no,
technology.
no reflejan para nada el,
And you can move the camera too.
cómo se va a ver el juego.
You know, it's further out in the future, so I can't.
Pero aplica para.
But
Es que Kojima lo de él es
I'm working seriously. I'll do
narrativas,
anything for
historias. Es muy bueno para contar historias.
you know.
Entonces
of course,
él eventualmente va a hacer videojuegos interactivos otra vez.
me working
Pero va a romper
what I
porque ha hecho muchos
make me
videojuegos
live
interactivos. Está el
longer,
caso de
because I could go
Police
work
House,
and say,
Snatcher,
I want to meet them.
o sea, Metal Gear Solid 4, ¿verdad?
Week today, now.
O de Stranding.
But anyways,
Pero la verdad es que todo esto lo que está haciendo él para romper
and also we need to
la
you know,
barrera
new
entre el videojuego y
technology,
el
but
cine
there's so
y
much more
crear
to
algo
go.
nuevo es
Before that, I
aplaudible.
need to do OD, and hopefully everyone looks forward to the OD and the Fizzit new project. So up to here was the update of the future titles that we're working on.
So from here and onwards, I'd like to touch on various collaboration projects. Please have a look at this video.
Ok, vamos a ver otro videito.
完璧なものはないですね。完璧であろうとするだけで。完璧だと思っても、時代はどんどん動いていくじゃないですか。物の見え方も変わるんで、不完全のままどんどん進んでいくというか、ユーザーの皆さんと一緒にものづくりを完成させていくという、完成はないんですけど、そういう意味では。
技術的なこともどんどん変わっていくんで、20年前25年前できないことが今できたりとか、その時技術者が美味しいっていうお酒がその時の最先端のお酒なのかな、とにかく突き詰めていくっていうところが大事かなと。微生物の生育する環境を整えるのがうちらの仕事になっちゃうんで
大変ですよね、生き物なんでね。
お酒の価値はいつ作られるんだろう、誰かが口に入れた瞬間価値が作られる。
あ、これうまいな。自分が言いたいことがそこにあって、そこにエンタメをうまく加工して届ける。多くの人は分からなくてもいいんですけど、中に1人か2人がこういうことが言いたかったんだねみたいな、それが届けばいいと思ってるんで。
それが美味しいって言われるとちょっと作りとして嬉しいんです。
そうですか。
その時代時代のできる限りの一番いい技術を使って酒を美味しくする。
こんなぐらいでいいやって言って作ればもっと合理的にもできると思うし、でもそれって面白くないのかな。
こういう使い方一回もしてないんで、これは新しいと思うんですけど、ディテールこそが僕はクリエイティブだと思うので、物を作って残せば僕は死ぬけど肉体
Botella está pasadísima de verga.
残っていくので、それが動機ですね。なんか物を作ってる
人間の技というか意志、こういう酒にしたいという意志でできた。
Qué bueno.
さあ、ものづくりの匠の
Una marquita de sake.
The collaboration between professionals of creation.
ご協力いただきまし
So
た
our partner here is Shimizu Seisaburo Shoten.
清水慎一郎
Please welcome Mr. Shimizu Shintaro, Mr. Uchama Tomohiro, Master Brewer, and Mr. Shinko Yoji from Kojima Productions. Thank you. So, could you let us know your passions and commitment to this project? So, Shimizu-san, please.
Pinche Kojima va a ser lana lo pendejo.
Prefecture, the Akoko Zaku. So it's a great honor for me to be able to work together with Kojima-san, and congratulations on 10-year anniversary. So, at this milestone, as a collaboration program, our sake was picked for the collaboration, and it's a great honor for us. And sake, as Kojima-san has been saying, new technology. But what we're doing, well, I manage the sake brewery, and Uchiyama-san next to me is the master brewer, so in charge of production of sake. And when sake brewery creates sake, master brewer creates sake. Well, actually, we do not create sake. And who does? Well, yeast.
A ver, de morro mis comentarios. No tomo sake, nunca he probado el sake, entonces
And what we do is to set up the best
mucho, pero qué chingón ver a Yoshi Shinkawa trabajar en algo tan
That's
elegante.
what Master Brewer has been doing all the time. And through this collaboration, we can showcase what we are doing. And we are very delighted to be able to do so. Thank you. Uchiyama-san, please. So, this time, Kojima-san has visited our brewery. And as we are, well, discussing, we share same values and perspectives, a lot of commonalities as engaged in creation. Well, I commit to very detailed things. And, well, many people on the ground may not like it, but in case of creation, we need to commit to something, commit to details. And Kojima-san prefer this kind of taste in sake, so I try to give my 100% to this sake. And that's how I created this title, and I appreciate Kojima-san's view. So I did all my best for this sake, and this time, yes, we made this. Thank you. Thank you very much. And Zaku Luden's package and label is so cool. Shinkao-san.
Yes, it's the 10th anniversary of Kojima Productions, and let's do a sake kind of thing. So, same as the game. So, it completes after someone plays or drinks. So, I thought sake is the same, it's entertainment. So,
el güey trae el reloj que trae
the face of sake, I have
Vara, el Neil Vara.
character or thought of creating a character, but I
de Stranding, la colaboración, hijos
will
de
be
su
good.
pinche madre.
So if people
Puras
drink
cosas
the
bonitas,
sake
puras
and
cosas bien
look
hechas,
at the
puras cosas bien
package
caras.
and have a good time, I think I will be delighted. And Hideo, the tasting you did, and yes, I did all the tasting. And Zaku was one place that I was very interested because they were saying similar of what we say of how we create things. So I went to their brewery, and what was the most interesting part is like they're facing living things, like whether it's a micro or whatever, it's living. So same as us, we're dealing with living fans and people. So I think this collaboration, I learned a lot as well. But this collaboration sake will be great. So I hope everyone will be happy to drink this soon.
And the information is available on the official website of Kojima Productions, and you can buy this from today. So please check this out and buy this sake. So, Shimizu-san, Uchiyama-san, Shinkao-san, thank you very much for being with us today. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you.
This sake will be very good. Two types, but I hope you select the one that you're interested in. And the bottle will be a great collectible as well because we designed with detail too.
Some announcement here to celebrate the 10th year anniversary of Kojima Productions. We will be holding the special exhibition.
This is like a Kojima production exhibition, kind of, and will be a lot of archives that we could
Va a haber
kind
una
of show
exposición de los primeros 10 años de Kojima Productions.
years.
Creo que van a tener ahí como el Museo de Slim, ¿no? Ahí todo
You could go
cerquita.
see this exhibition where you'll have a bunch of Kojima Productions stuff, but make sure you stay tuned for more information soon about this exhibition. Thank you so much. Okay, let's move over here for the second phase. We're still talking about second phase, a little further out than second phase, but we have so much information that we released already, but sorry, we didn't show much. Okay, now we were saying about the third phase, that we're going to go out of the next, I don't know, using the Kojima Productions spaceship, going out of our Milky Way even, you know. So I said that there are currently live-action films and games, and that was all created. We created all IPs from there. But, you know, of course, we'll continue doing that. But I said, in phase 3, there'll be something totally different, like right in between, you know, movies or games with AIs and everything involved. And it'll be something totally new medium, and we're going to have a new IP from that. And also, one more point is that you'll have entertainment more closely tied up your normal life. From here, I can't show you anything because I haven't brought anything today, and I can't show you inside my head. But I've invited so much guests, special guests, who will be the people who will be making the next 10 years of entertainment, of digital entertainment. They will talk about how the future will change in the entertainment world. So we want to do a little panel of the future of entertainment in the next 10 years. And I think all these people could see and foresee the future. The members are great. You will forget everything you saw today because this panel is like so, the guests are great. All right, we're just getting the guests ready. And I only have 10 years of my life, right? So I have just a little bit more to live. So I was wishing that I could go out of space and get like a virus that I could live forever, or I don't know, go on an Andromeda train and go somewhere to get like an android body and live forever. But anyways, let's introduce the special guest today.
So we will invite a panel of guests who have deep connections to Kojima Productions. So first, I would like to introduce the moderator for this special panel, creator and producer of the Game Awards and host of Summer Games Fest, Jeff Keighley. So I will hand over to Jeff to moderate this panel.
Thank you so much. Great to see you. Hello, everyone. Mr. Kojima, congratulations on 10 years. We're so proud of you. And great announcements today for OD, Physent, and so many other things. But this is something that's going to be really special. As Hideo said, we're going to look far into the future of how games and entertainment are going to converge in an even bigger way. And I know that's part of your vision, Hideo. And we have some very special guests with us, some surprise guests.
Ok, vienen unas sorpresitas al parecer.
Before we began,
van a empezar a hablar del futuro ahora, de lo que son los próximos 10 años. O sea, todo lo que vimos hasta ahorita, pues solamente un vistacito.
Call all these legends that we're going to have all these people up on stage, but you know, I have to talk about my future, but I want to listen to their future, and hopefully we could connect the next 10, 20 years in the event world. So I want everyone to think at the same time, too.
Yeah, this is really a panel about vision of where entertainment's going to go, and I think it's going to be really fascinating. So should we welcome our special guest now, Mr. Kojima? Yeah. Okay, great. All right, well, our first special guest is someone who you know from Death Stranding.
Okay.
He's Tarman, but he's also the director of the legendary Mad Max series. It is such an honor to have him with us live here in person. Please welcome the great George Miller.
Ah, chinga.
Great to see you, George. But that's not all. Next, Please welcome the world-renowned Oscar-winning filmmaker who also appeared in Death Stranding as Deadman, Guillermo del Toro, everyone.
¡Chinga tu madre! Te trayendo los pesos pesados, cabrón.
And finally, the legendary figure of Japanese animation who has also appeared in Death Stranding. You know him as the pizza chef in Death Stranding 2, Mamoru Oshii-san.
Okay.
Thank you all for joining us. Please have a seat. Well, this is once in a lifetime to have all you guys here for Hideo's anniversary, of course, but also the theme of this panel is the future of entertainment, visions from legends. So first of all, I wanted to ask all you guys, what did you think of Hideo's announcements? We got a credit card, we got sake, we got games, a little bit of everything. What are your thoughts? Starting with you, George. What did you think of his announcements?
Well, first of all, it didn't stop.
Exactly.
It goes on and on. It's like a massive feast for somebody who, like everyone around, is into consuming this stories, particularly coming from you. It just goes on and on. As
Un cabrón que dirigió una de las mejores películas
it's just wonderful to look
post-apocalípticas de la historia con Mad Max. Estoy diciendo que eres la verga para crear historias.
Guillermo,
que eres la verga para crear historias.
He didn't do one. But, you know, I'm very excited about OD now because I know how good he is at scaring. You know, Ito Juji and him and I had a couple of sessions for a game I will not mention, but he's so good at horror, and I think he's a master at it. So I'm expecting much fear to come my way.
It looks incredible. Oshii-san, what are your thoughts on Mr. Kojima's announcements? Got animation coming too, right?
Yeah, I was surprised about the animation. I wasn't sure you were working on it. I didn't know you were working on so many different projects. I wonder if it's good for you, actually. For me, I think you work 10 times more than I do. And you are reaching so far and so wide, and I'm a bit worried. Personally, my wish is for Kojima-san to work on something alone, something that is truly by Hideo Kojima. Maybe you can write a novel. Maybe that's something you can think about. In any case, you're making sake. That was a surprise. For me, I only work maybe 3 hours per day. I spend the rest of the day just playing Kojima-san's games. I don't know, what should I say? What else I can say? I was surprised you were working on so many different projects. We are working in the same industry, but what a difference. I'm 10 years or so older, but when we think about 10 years from now, it will be a quite tough discussion.
Well, I know, Hideo, you're restless about sort of where the industry is going, and I know you have so many ideas in your head. And we want to talk maybe about this next phase of entertainment, and all you guys, I think, have thoughts about this, right?
Well, entertainment is in the brink of time where it could change with quantum computers, AI, and streaming services. So the next 5-10 years, the creators need to change because the technology changes, the environment changes, the audience would change. So what can we make in that era is the key question here.
Wow. Well, that's a big question to unpack, but let me start with you, Hideo. the question to all of you, what do you think is going to be the sort of the biggest radical shift in how we experience stories in the next decade? I know, Hideo, you've seen this kind of, merging of cinema and games, and a lot of the technology is, the same technology that's being used to build these things. How is that going to change how we experience entertainment? Not, in 2026, but 10 years from now.
Well, movies, novels, games, the current ones would remain. Even the films in theaters would remain. But it's now all digital. Movies, music, even books, and also streaming. And you'll have everything in digital. So the audience could have just one platform, like an iPad or a smartphone, and you could retrieve any kind of entertainment. Everything was all apart before, like novels were paper on books, films and movie, but this will be all merged kind of together, not as one, but it will create more new things like movie and games in between something medium, or novel and movie in between medium. Something that we never seen before will probably be born. And also AI comes in, and all, Hollywood movies and our games, the cost was so high, but with AI, it'll be more, low cost and budget. So you could now create with small teams or even alone using those technologies. So it won't be like, a gigantic team will be needed for anything. It'll be much more speedy with smaller teams.
George, any predictions from your front of what excites you or what you think is going to radically change?
Well, the only thing I can say is without question, there is change, and it's happening more rapidly than we've ever seen before. And that's basically the evolution of technology from the very beginning of who we are as human beings. Like a lot of people, I've been really interested in AI, not only how it affects what we do in storytelling, but in medicine. I've gone back to the medical school where I went to see how it's affecting that, and at the world at large. And in every one of those arenas, the thing I hear most is that what may have taken a year or 2 years now it's shifting so quickly, might be just a week or 2 weeks. So it's a fantastic and scary ride. In all those arenas too, people are talking about the ethics of it, which is really good. And that's always been the story of technology and art and human endeavor. Going way back, I remember so there's a kind of dichotomy to it. Even though the technology is changing, there's some things that are always constant, and that is the fundamentals of storytelling. Without going on too long, the one thing that's unique about Australia, where I come from, is that there is a culture that's a surviving culture that's at least 65,000 years old in the indigenous Australians. And with nothing else there, because Australia is essentially an arid desert, they basically navigated the world, everything in the universe, through story. And I realize that's what's happening across all time and space. However deep in the future, whatever future we have, we'll still go through that process. The technology will change. Mm-hmm. For me, I've enjoyed the ride, always. I'm amazed how every one of the films I've made has been influenced by the tools at hand at any moment. So it's exciting. It's also a bit scary, but it's wonderful.
Yeah. Guillermo, building on that idea, story is at the core, of course, of everything. But is the audience do you think they will experience stories in radical new ways, or will it still be very true to the way we know it today?
I don't know. I think that every time there's a technological change, it takes a minute for humans to find their spirit back in the art. You know, I think that when photography came and overtook the need for realism in painting, academic realism, it took a little bit for us to experience then symbolism, impressionism, and things that were searching for something else rather than surrendering to photography. I think that, you know, I'm 60, so I'm starting to get a little alarmed, but it's what happens when you're 60. You know, you have prostate exams and you get alarmed. And but I think that we have to find the human in what is coming. I don't think it's enough to have speed and delivery and comfort when you're talking about storytelling. It's about depth. It's about connection. And I'm not skeptic. I think we may find it. But the future that I look forward to is when technology, which is a thing of its own, it dictates and is a bit of a tyrannical move forward, you know, is what we experience. No one knew that the biggest change in architecture in all of the world would come from a car. But all our cities transformed from that car. So in my opinion, what we are experiencing, which is wild, crazy, in many ways motivated by industrial and stock desires by big companies, that we can find the human spirit on that. And to me, what I'm looking forward in 10 years is sort of finding a way to get the emotion into that. There's a very significant pact we have as humans with image. And I think a lot of that pact depends on us believing there is something, someone sacrificed or someone suffered for that image behind of that. It's not enough to generate facsimiles of images. I'm really concerned if we are still going to connect. That's the only thing that we need to take care of, connecting, because that's the function of art is not just to render, and it's not just to make feasible, is to actually express and connect. And that's why I was very moved by Death Stranding when I first played it. First of all, I saw that I got into the shower with normal readers and was slightly alarmed. But second, I was incredibly moved by what it was seeking, which was connection and frailty. And I love when that happens, especially with Hideo, when things that are highly evolved are seeking the basic emotion. So my hope for the future is a bit of the past.
Yes. So true. Oshi-san, you've heard thoughts from Hideo, George, and Guillermo. Anything to add on there about how you think, you know, the stories will evolve in the next decade?
Well, with all these technological changes, it is true, as an animated film director, I've been working in the industry for over 50 years, but what's happening over the past 5-6 years is comparable to what has happened over the past 5 decades. We are seeing rapid change, drastic change, even hand-drawn titles. We take motions, and also AI is being introduced into the field. We are using AI as tools. So the animation, the creation process has already undergone significant change. And every time we do or we work on a project, everything changes. So if we are working on a title every 3 years, by the time we are finished, everything has changed. All the technology behind has changed. We need to start anew. When it comes to story, for me, essentially, I think from long ago, stories have not changed much. As humans remain human, I think stories will remain unchanged. But the characters that express the stories where I want to pay attention to, of course, the characters fitting for the given time, characters that have that foreshadow the times to come. So I think those are the characters that I need to focus on and shed light on. The story itself, it can be anything. It doesn't matter what the story is. Even a classical story, it's completely fine. But to act the story out, the characters that appear in the story are important. Especially for me, what I do is animation. So the theme, perhaps for my industry, is slightly different from the film industry, because we don't rely on actors. We need to rely on ourselves and what goes on in our own minds, and try to create that into animations. So that's an advantage as well as a challenge for us. For technology and how it affects storytelling, since changes are occurring rapidly, even if we go against the changes, we cannot. We are washed away. And when you try to ride this tide, it's also difficult. But maybe another option is to ignore all those changes happening. Perhaps that's one option for us as human beings. And for people who do not have a real existence, maybe like cyborgs and clones, I'm attracted to these beings. So that's maybe where I'm coming from. But maybe we need to be more aware that we have become these beings in a sense. Everyone here, I've been saying this for over 10 years, we've become more like cyborgs. Everyone is like a cyborg. Everything's connected. We are all connected to something else, and acquiring freedom is going to be more difficult in the future. So maybe we need to think about what to do in that state. So that's something I've been thinking about lately.
Wow, great insight. And you talked about sort of the positive aspects of this, but also some of the fears, right? Of keeping it human, keeping the connection. We always talk vision panels about the great things, but I'm curious for each of you, what do you think is the darkest possibility you see, and what would you do to prevent it? The fear that that all this technology, what could it lead to that would be not good, and how do you think we can prevent it? Starting with you, Hideo.
Dark? Okay. Well, just as Mr. Oshii said, stories haven't changed from long time ago. The mythology, Japanese folklores, Asian folk tales are quite the same. But I don't see anything from there. It's like the person who tells the story is very important, the storytellers. So these people have changed over the eras. So even if it's the same story, it changes according to the storyteller. I mean, like people who told that story 500 years ago, 100 years ago, today, they live in a different environment and technology. So how that storyteller tells the story will, of course, change. The meaning, the root of the story will never change, but how the details and how it's told is really reliant on their background. Like, for instance, these days, everyone has a smartphone. And everyone is a storyteller, and everyone can just choose what they want to tell. So you have to look at, as a human being, how do you tell the basic instincts of the human is also the key.
And I imagine with that, you said there's so many stories that can be made so quickly, so rapidly. We talk about, AI, how quickly things can be generated and whatnot. Is that a dark possibility, George, that there's sort of too many stories, or we're over, like how does something really matter, right, when there's so much content out there?
Well, it's the paradox or the contradictions. There is no question, first of all, that we are hardwired for story. It's part of, I think it's pre-human. If you look at the instinctual behavior of animals, there is a narrative. But for humans, where there's no question, it's an essential part of how we try to understand the world. Now, with the technology making it available to everybody, the real question is which of the stories which are kind of going to get traction, even if it's within a small group. I mean, one of the great dangers of modern technology and the dissemination of story, it's all narrative, is that, as we know, bubbles are created. And people invest deeply into those belief systems. And hence we get cults and of all kinds, religious cults, political cults, and so on. That narrative we see played out across time, and it's accelerating. So it comes down to, I mean, I'm already hearing it. I'm picking up the term AI slop. Yep. There's so much out there, and people aren't necessarily consuming it, just a small group of friends. What are the stories that have the comprehensive strengths that that work intensely on the human being, as you were saying, and what are the platforms through which they're going to be experienced? It's impossible to tell. It's with it seems to be the case with all technology. Nobody imagined that the internet, when they first worked on it, as a way, as a counter to nuclear, the first web was a military exercise. Nobody imagined that we would be doing that today. With the telephone,
no, mi amor.
Alexander Graham Bell was basically trying to figure out how to help people who were deaf. Had no idea that it would become that thing by which we could call each other. So there's no predicting. One of my favorite sayings is from John Lennon: "Life is what happens when you're making other plans." And I think that's been our story. We have no real sense of it, but we must attempt to predict. Otherwise, it'll become chaotic and bewildering, and people will shrivel in their spirit. On the other hand, there is an excitement to it, because I've heard so many filmmakers say, I've been trying to get this story, I'm desperate about this story, but the budget's too high, I've been through all the studios, I can't get the money, too expensive, and now I can do it because it doesn't cost much. That's wonderful. I know 4-year-old kids who are asking their mothers to take their dinosaurs and do close-ups and wide shots and cut it together. Yeah. They're already starting at 4. And I know a girl, a little girl, she's 6 years old, who's the daughter of a friend of mine, who's already creating content on YouTube and getting the feedback of response and honing her skills as to how to tell a compelling story. So it's available to everybody. And that's a really healthy thing, because bottom line, Guillermo, it's really the human. What was the term you recover? The human expression, the human, the humanity, and that's the case. That's always been the case across all time. That's the extraordinary contradiction here. And I'm just, without going on too long, I have spent most of my adult, even from childhood, trying to understand, most of my adult life, trying to understand how to tell stories. And then when I became a storyteller, it became not only how do I tell stories, but why do I tell stories? And I think that question will still stay with us. Why do we tell stories? How is changing, but the essence of it, I think, will always be there until some of our stories get so chaotic and wild that we kind of destroy ourselves. I mean, there are those two paths.
Guillermo, is there, we talk about all this content that we made and, the idea of humanity and great stories. There's also the risk that there's so much derivative content out there, the true original ideas. You think they can still sort of sail through and can still prosper?
Well, there's a thing, Theodore Sturgeon, he created a law that says 90% of everything is shit. And to that I countered the Guillermo del Toro law, which is 10% of everything is awesome.
Yes.
I really like it. And that is on anything, cars, clothing, entertainment, whatever you want. I think that the interesting thing is to take a stance on what we do. I mean, we talk about stories being told at a rapid pace all the time. I think that we have thresholds that we have crossed that we didn't see crossing. Meaning whatever is the darkest and the lightest, they say nothing is forever, nothing will end, nothing will start. You only believe that when you're very young or very old, that things are eternal. So we're part of a wheel and we're turning. We cross thresholds that are really hard to see. I think COVID was a threshold, immense threshold that we all went by through. The fact that we are, whether we like it or not, already into transhumanism. We rely a good chunk of our psyche to a machine that is always on our hand and is always talking to us, et cetera, et cetera. And the other fact is we are being told that we process information much more rapidly than before, but it's not information, it's emotion. We don't account it for what it is. We cannot go through 3 tragedies in 1 minute and then see a skateboarding squirrel in Central Park and then see a dog follow a car in a funny way. No, we can't. We can't, so we have to make the decisions. How much of that we let in a moment where we are talking about pipeline and content, which are basically sewage language or oil language or moving volumes, and not only what we let in, but how much what we do with what we put out. Meaning, all storytelling goes down to 2 stories: the ones that absolve you and blame others, or the ones that make you responsible and allow others to exist in a different way. That's it. There's no other 2 storytelling. And if our storytelling is just praising ourselves and absolving ourselves, and we need the constant feedback of that, then that's one future. The other one is very interesting. But I'm telling you, already, whoever is going to change this is already been born. It's either 5 years old, 3 years old, 10 years old, I don't know, but that person is already thinking about what to do with the world, because we don't leave the world the way it is. We don't. Storytellers don't. We're not going to just take it. Somebody's already online to tell us all the old folks how to do this. And that is my biggest hope. I mean, to the darkest, there's a great line on No Country for Old Men. It says, what are you looking for? And he says, what's coming? And says, no one sees that. Yeah. And I think that's true. You can strategize against 20 things, and the human spirit will give you 3 more that you never thought about. So that's the darkest and the biggest hope I have.
And what I think is exciting is that, games, going back to that, sits at the core of some of this. Oshi-san, I wanted to get your thoughts on this, and also, do you you talked about playing Hideo's games, spending time playing games. Do you think, how do you think games fit into this sort of entertainment storytelling equation in the future?
Rather than
Bueno, creo que podemos ir haciendo un
playing
wrap-up
with the protagonist and
rápido de lo que pasó esta noche. La verdad, está muy bonito de todo lo que hablaron. Hablaron de cosas muy bonitas. Permítanme hacer algo rápido. Ponerme, aunque sea rápido en la cámara. Pero hablaron de muchas cosas muy sorprendentes. La verdad, ese stream fue muy productivo, la verdad. Qué decir y qué no decir es complicadillo. Definitivamente, es que no me quiero ir de la boca porque soy mucho de decir luego cosas, soy mucho de empezar a hacer conjeturas en mi cabeza, empezar no sé, a imaginar las probabilidades o las posibilidades de todo lo que Kojima-san está tratando de hacer con todo esto. La verdad es súper, hiper, mega increíble. Voy a poner el póster aquí de Ode. Ay, ¿qué puedo decir? Bueno, todavía traigo yo las impresiones muy frescas de toda la información que dijeron, la verdad. Sí, es bastante, mucha información. Obviamente hay mucho todavía de lo cual se puede hablar, de lo cual no se puede hablar. Las animaciones, la verdad que Kojima presentó el día de hoy se ven muy bonitas. La verdad siento yo que van mucho más ad hoc a todo lo que Kojima está tratando de hacer. ¿Qué, qué puedo decir? La verdad es que todo lo que diga quedará corto. Quedará muy corto. O sea, la película de The Stranding creo que estará bien. Se ve bien. No, no sé, no me imagino qué van a hacer. O sea, el ver la forma en la que Kojima ha estado trabajando, pues sí, es realmente inspirador. La verdad, qué noche, qué increíble. Y siguen hablando, siguen hablando Kojima y sus invitados, George Miller, Guillermo del Toro y este autor del manga de Ghost in the Shell. Siguen hablando muchísimo, ¿sabes? O sea, es increíble. La verdad,
3 de la mañana en Argentina.
quiero,
Madre mía.
primero antes que nada,
Madrugó el Supremo.
a agradecer a quien se haya echado la vuelta. Fue agradable ver este Beyond Strand que Kojima Productions tenía preparado. Definitivamente, hoy no fue un aniversario, sino fue una mirada al futuro del gaming o de la narrativa en los videojuegos por parte de Kojima.
En México.
La verdad quiero hablar mucho del tráiler de OD. No quiero revelar, no quiero todavía especular nada.
Analizo los trailers.
Simplemente se ve brutal, ¿sabes? Horror psicológico, una atmósfera densa, tensión a cada segundo, muy siniestro el videojuego. Esa sensación de cine completamente. Una atmósfera chingona que solamente Kojima puede crear. Se notan muchas referencias a PT, se notan que es el videojuego que renace de las cenizas de PT. Entonces, la verdad, qué chulada que lo estén haciendo. Qué chulada que estén tomando el tiempo de completar o de encontrar la oportunidad. Y pues qué chingón que Xbox está confiando en
Mañana voy a la uni con la camiseta de
desarrollador
Kojima
como
Productions.
Kojima.
Manda foto al Twitter que os la comparto.
Los guiños a Death Stranding 2, la animación hasta el momento de Mosquito, que es escrita por el director, por quien escribió la película de Prisoners con Hugh Jackman y con Jake Gyllenhaal. el anuncio del director de la película de Death Stranding, que ya nos están revelando que va a ser una historia dentro del mundo de Death Stranding, que es el mismo director que dirigió la película de Pig con Nicolas Cage y esta película de A Quiet Place, la más nueva. Entonces, se ve agradable, se ve genial. No han dicho ya nada de la película de Metal Gear Solid. Yo creo que ese proyecto ya va a quedar descartado y cancelado completamente, entonces ya no hay que esperarlo.
Que es su momento de dejar el mundo.
Obviamente las cosas van a seguir siendo muy misteriosas y sin fechas concretas y sin ningún pinche tipo de gameplay real, al menos para la parte de Physint. Pero para Audi Noct, la verdad, Kojima es 100% su estilo y 100% arte. Ahora que toco un poquito la parte de Physint, me frustra bastante el no tener más información, ya que es un videojuego que ya de entrada Kojima reveló que va a ser un tactical espionage. O sea, ya sabemos que va a ser un videojuego al 100% estilo de Metal Gear Solid. Entonces no es un videojuego que va a tener una secuela como tal, o no es un videojuego que va a ser
son para
una recuela de Metal Gear. No lo considero así, pero me llama mucho la atención este eslogan que dice Here comes the feeling. Puede ser traducido como aquí viene el sentimiento o la sensación. Yo creo me inclino más por el hecho de que sea la sensación. Obviamente Physint es un juego, es un título que todavía está en desarrollo, no es el juego final, no es el nombre final, pero Physint viene de combinar dos palabras que es básicamente física y sensación. Entonces el juego prácticamente sería la traducción literal de la inteligencia física, ¿sabes? Physics, inteligencia. De inteligencia de física. Entonces, inteligencia física, eso se me hace muy chingón. Entonces, aquí viene la sensación. Me hace empezar a imaginar un chingo de cosas de cómo probablemente el videojuego pueda ser. Lo único que Kojima reveló y por lo que yo lo puedo interpretar a lo que él trató de dar a entender es que el juego totalmente está en una fase conceptual, tanto que todavía no siquiera Kojima tiene el
joven musculoso.
El juego
No me atrevo a
con
decir que es
un protagonista todavía reveló actores que están trabajando con él en el videojuego, sí, pero ninguno de ellos es el protagonista. Entonces, pues aquí en la foto se parece a Henry Cavill. Entonces, pues si lo castea a él, pues yo feliz del mundo.
Los trailers.
Pero realmente lo que se pudo decir es que va a ser un thriller de acción y espionaje 100% al estilo Kojima, o sea que Metal Gear. Pero la más cosita que me deja muy quieto, muy intrigado es el hecho de que Kojima confirma de que este juego viene a combinar totalmente lo que es una película con un videojuego. Va a romper esa barrera completamente. OD Knock ya lo empieza haciendo, ya lo empieza creando de cierta manera, pero totalmente Physint es el videojuego que va a llevarlo a su completud. Entonces yo realmente considero que este juego ni de pedo va a salir para PlayStation 5. Este juego ya es para PlayStation 6. Pero qué chulada que ya estén planeando tan hacia el futuro. Realmente Kojima dijo que está haciendo trabajos para ser estrenados dentro de 10 a 20 años. Entonces no me sorprendería nada en lo absoluto. Entonces, Kojima siempre apuesta por lo enigmático y lo simbólico. Y esto puede dividir a muchas personas. Por eso siempre nada más se conocen dos tipos de personas. Las que aman a Kojima y las que realmente no lo entienden. La verdad, es algo que me llena mucho de gusto, ya que pues se vienen experiencias bien chingonas, se vienen experiencias bien cabronas, ¿sabes? Entonces, qué chido que Kojima, ahora que se separó de Konami y que tiene el apoyo de tanto de Xbox como de grandes directores como George Miller o Guillermo del Toro, y obviamente PlayStation está haciendo cosas que realmente sean muchas IPs, no solamente estarse enfocado en estar haciendo Metal Gear Solid, que yo no tengo problemas con que le hagan un pinche un Metal Gear Solid anual, pero sabemos que para que Kojima nos entregue una calidad en un videojuego se requiere tiempo y se requiere mucha dedicación. Entonces, al final del día, Beyond the Strand no solo nos mostró los futuros juegos en los que Kojima está trabajando, también nos recordó por qué estamos creando esta comunidad tan grande, por la curiosidad y por la admiración que puede hacerse con los videojuegos, cuando se cruzan los límites entre el cine, la música, la narrativa y la emoción. Lo que se viene es totalmente enorme, y aunque quizás tardará bastantes años, vale la pena seguir expectante, porque cuando Kojima juega esta carta, lo que dice hoy puede marcar lo que hablaremos mañana y por muchos años más. Kojima realmente es uno de mis más grandes desarrolladores de videojuegos, y la verdad estoy muy contento de que esté trabajando en tantas cosas bonitas y interesantes y que pues, van a romper madres. Entonces, muchas gracias a todos. Gracias a los que se cartearon. Esperemos empezar a compartir teorías, como siempre. Vamos a ver qué otro tipo de información se va revelando con el paso del tiempo. Y qué mejor momento para vivir a nosotros que nos gustan los videojuegos. Qué gran momento para estar, porque se viene el futuro. Realmente se viene el futuro. Realmente se viene el dejar de jugar con un pinche mando y empezar a interactuar con los videojuegos. Si sientes una pinche sensación extraña, es porque lo que acabo de decir es real. Muchas gracias a todos y nos vemos en el próximo stream. Hasta la próxima.